I do have another short quiz here. So, ilalagay nyo lang po doon sa correct placement lang po siya. Kung saan dapat ilalagay yung apostrophe. Apostrophe S, ganun. Oh yeah, you can case of noun. We do have, when you say possessive case, it denotes ownership or from the word itself, possessive. Ibig sabihin, pagmamay-ari. So, when you say possessive, we do have singular, basta, when you say possessive kasi pagmamay-ari, paano mo mapapakita na pagmamay-ari nito? Itong noun na to is pagmamay-ari niya. Then, we do have singular nouns. For example, mag-a-add lang po tayo ng apostrophe S dun sa noun na to. And that will denote possessive case ng noun. 1 second. All right. For example, my father's advice. Ang ating noun ay fathers. And then we are gonna add apostrophe S to signify na itong noun na to is under the possessive. My father's advice. Kanino po yung advice? Kay father. So, yun yung possessive. And this is just for singular. Kasi, iba naman po ang for the plural one. That's why it's, they do have different classification. So, it's important na dito muna tayo sa singular. Maiisa-isa natin. My father's advice, Kate's hobby. Kaninong hobby po siya? Kay Kate. So, itong noun na to, ito po ay nasa possessive case. Kate's, kasi nga may apostrophe S siya, employee, salary, kanino ang salary kay employee. You have to, sometimes you have to ask yourself, kanino ba yung advice? Say, kay father. So that means si father, nagmamay-ari ng advice. Therefore, it is on the possessive case. Next, when a singular noun ends in S, ito na yung kanyang plural naman. Sorry, it ends with letter S. Kasi minsan, pag nag-end na siya ng S, yung iba is, dahil nga na nako-confuse tayo, nilalagyan pa po siya ng letter S sa dulo. So, apostrophe S. Kasi, we believe na itong rule number 1 na to, it applies to most of the words. Well, that's not the case for all of the time. For example, Mr. Santos. Pag S na po siya, hindi mo na siya dadagdagan ng apostrophe S. You're just gonna be adding apostrophe to it. Kasi nga, yun yung rule. That's the correct way. So, for example, the waitress's uniform. Kapag dalawa po siya, ganun po yung pagkabigkas sa kanya. Waitress's uniform. That means, possessive po yun. The waitress's uniform. You still have to read the entire sentence para maintindihan ninyo or ma-depict ninyo, ma-identify ninyo kung etong noun ba na to is possessive ba siya or is it the plural number of nouns. So you have to identify. Mr. Reyes house. Ito hindi mo na kailangan siyang banggitin na Reyes's. Mr. Reyes na po siya. It's just an apostrophe. Isang S lang siya. The witness's statement. Mr. Santos jewelry. So ganun po siya. It's either you add apostrophe or apostrophe S. So this one only applicable to these words na nag-end na siya ng S, so lalagyan mo na lang siya ng apostrophe. And ito naman is for the plural nouns. If a plural noun does not end in S, add apostrophe S to form the possessive. So, for example, hindi po siya nag-end sa S. Katulad ng sinabi kanina, dun sa may kanyang numbers of noun, di ba, kunyari yung child, ang plural po niya is children, hindi po childs. So, katulad ng ganito, kapag hindi po siya nag-end sa S, apostrophe S lang pong ilalagay natin. Women's, men's, ganyan. Alumni's donation. Kapag naman po nag-end na siya ng S, automatically, apostrophe na lang po ilalagay natin. Editor's comment, the actors guild, the students complaints, the Palmas inheritance. So, ganun lang din po siya. Kung pagbibigkasin niyo po siya, the same thing with the singular ones. And then possessive, for example, I do have an example here. The first one is fathers, the second one is the fathers. So yun po yung kanyang difference. You see how it's how it differs from the first one to the second one, which has a apostrophe s. Kapag dito, since this one is this one is the plural, this one is the singular. Dito, sorry, wala siyang apostrophe. Dapat yung apostrophe niya is, meron siyang apostrophe dito sa S, sa end of this one. This one is singular, that's why you are going to add apostrophe S. Pero kapag may S na po siya sa dulo, hindi na po natin, we don't need to complicate this one. Basta kapag may S siya sa dulo, apostrophe na lang po siya. Kapag wala siyang S, then that's the only time that you can add apostrophe s to it to denote the possessive case of the noun. And this one is more rules. Mas maraming rules dito. Joint or separate possession. Nasa ano pa rin po tayo? Possessive case of the noun. First rule, if two or more nouns are used to indicate joint or common possession of the same person or thing, the possessive sign is used with the last noun. So for example, dalawa po. I think this is very ano naman basic. Pag dalawa po, yung explain ko na lang in Filipino, yung entire sentence. Mila and Dante's house. Hindi mo naman po sasabing Mila's and Dante house or Mila's and Dante's house. Isa kasi iisa lang po sila. Pero they are different people, of course. Pero when you say joint or common possession kasi of the same person, Mila and Dante's house. Isa lang naman po sila kasi sa kanila po yung house. Mila and Dante's house. So, si Dante na po, which noun that's closer, Dante's house or Joey and Tanya's father? Sa last noun po ilalagay yung kanyang apostrophe S or apostrophe kasi Mila and Dante kasi that's the rule. The second noun should have the apostrophe S or the apostrophe closer to what's being possessed. Ganon. Mila and Dante's house, Joey and Tanya's father. So nasa second noun po yung the last noun that's closer to what's being possessed. Yun po yung lalagyan natin. The second one, if two or more nouns are used to indicate separate possession of different person, things, the possessive sign is used with each noun. So, for example naman, nag-indicate naman siya ng separation. Kasi dun sa the first one natin, iisa lang po sila. That's why it's very complicated din. Kasi you have to identify, do they act as one or do they act as separate or individual persons sa paggamit niya ng word. So Ben's and Sally's test papers. Charles Dickens, ibig sabihin meron yung para kay Charles Dickens and George Eliot's novels. So for example, yung kay Charles Dickens daw at saka kay George Eliot's novels, ganon. Ibig sabihin, they are two different people. Magkaiba po sila, separate po sila, pero they are compound. Naka-join po sila with the compound word na end. So, pinagsama po sila, pero they act as individuals na different people po sila. So, Ben's and Sally's. Ganun po. Number 3, or possession. I think this one is the last one for that. And then we do have a short quiz para sagutan po ninyo if you want to gauge on your own. It's just a self-assessment. Possession shown by an off phrase. So in general, the possessive case is limited to nouns denoting persons or animals. Inanimate objects use the off phrase to show ownership. So dito naman may mga exception din sa rule natin. We could not just simply put apostrophe s or apostrophe dun sa noun po natin to indicate possession. Minsan we have to add the of phrase dun sa ating noun or sa ating sentence para mapakita natin yung ownership or yung possession. Katulad nito, inanimate objects, usually, they use this. For example, the roof of the house. Ang roof po natin yung ating noun dito, yung subject natin. So, ginamitan po natin siya ng of phrase para to show na there is possession or nasa possessive case po ang ating noun. Ito yung roof. Dadagdagan natin siya ng of the house to show ownership. For example, the leg of the table. So, ibig sabihin, yung leg na to nasa table, yung leg na to belongs to the table, the wheel of the car, I'm sorry, this is our subject, the car. So we're using of phrase dahil we would like to show ownership, especially if it's inanimate objects, mga hindi po siya gumagalaw, mga objects lang siya, mga things ganon, or hindi po siya humane, hindi po siya tao. So, arm of the sofa, the foot of the bed, hindi po siya natin lalagyan ng apostrophe S or apostrophe. Instead, we're just gonna add the off phrase. So, if you're also writing down or writing your notes, then we go to the short quiz. Self-assessment lang po ito sa inyo. I will give you, I think 3 minutes is enough, or 2 to 3 minutes to answer this one. It's just a self-assessment to makita natin if to gauge our learning for today. Oh, sorry. Okay. So I think we can start now. Okay. I think you can just answer it later na lang or what. I do have etong answers na to, will just be, there's already an answer to these questions. These are just examples kasi there are a lot of cities naman, there are a lot of continents, diba? Planets, books, names of books. So these are just some of the examples. I do have these are the answers to that short quiz. We do have a name of a city. So, name of a city, Mandaluyong City, Makati City, or Taguig City, Laguna, Cavite City. Continent, we do have Asia, Europe, so mga ganon. These are the proper, sorry, the common nouns. Katulad na sinabi ko kanina, they are in general. They're not specific. When you say proper nouns, these are the very specific, the specific name. Planet, Earth, Venus, name of the book, Harry Potter, The Hunger Games, etc. You do have a lot of names. University, UP, Cambridge, etc. Religion, Catholic, movie, what movie, etc. Three Idiots. We do have a lot of movies. Ocean. What are the ocean? Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean, West Philippine Sea. Is that? Oh, sorry, that's a sea. Sorry. Number 9, soft drink. Name of a soft drink. Mountain Dew, Coca-Cola, etc. So, I think we already know these things naman. These are just basic. If you do have questions, I do have another short quiz here. I think 2 minutes would be efficient for this one for you to answer. It's just a self-assessment. Rewrite the items below with the correct placement of the apostrophe. This is showing the possessive case. So, ilalagay nyo lang po doon sa correct placement lang po siya. Kung saan dapat ilalagay yung apostrophe. Apostrophe S, ganun. Oh yeah, you can also answer sa chat box. If you want to answer po, you can put your answers on the chat box. Driver's truck, in your agent's office. So these are the answers. Tama po kayo, Miss Jenica. Driver's truck, In your agent's office, my attorney's responsibility, today's news, my 5 years savings. So 5 years, yan. Ang apostrophe niya po ay nasa S na po siya. And the same thing, yan.